Hey guys, happy Friday. I mean, it's actually, for me, it's Thursday. I'm filming this on Thursday, but for you, it's Friday, probably. Okay, so yesterday, you guys learned about arc length. Now, you definitely need more practice with arc length, but I want to real quick show you one of the area of a sector problems, and then you'll have seen everything. Hayden's not sad. Do you want to sit on my lap or do you want to sit with mommy? Okay, you can stay there. All right, so I want to show you how to find the area of a sector, just real quick, and then over the next few days we'll do more practice on the arc length and the area of a sector. But now you'll have it all if you want to go ahead and try and take the PFA. All right, so a circle has a radius of 2 feet. What is the area of a sector bounded? So area of a sector. So this is a new term, and a sector is sort of like a piece of pie. So let's even put that. Sector equals piece of pie. Now, you're going to notice, just like I talked about in yesterday's video, a sector is just a part out of the whole. That's going to be really important, okay? Now, this is a weird piece of terminology. It says arc of 15 degrees. Now, sometimes in these problems, they are going to define arcs not by their length, but by the angle that created them, okay? So when it says arc of 15 degrees, so we can think of a circle. 15 degrees is pretty small. But I can think of this.
Jakey sad.
Jakey was sad. You're right, Reed. Do you want to go talk to Jakey? Here, you can get down and go see Jakey, okay? And then you guys can play. All right, so you guys can think of, we all know that this is an arc, and I could define it by its length, but I could also define that arc by the angle that created it. Okay, so right now we're thinking of really what this tells me. That is my central angle. I know it's an angle because of the word degrees. Okay, so we have a new relationship that is very, very similar to yesterday's relationship, and we have to think of part out of the whole. Right now, we know that for a circle, this is exactly the same as yesterday. We know that for a circle, that the central angle is the part, and we know that 360 degrees is the whole. That's exactly the same as yesterday's. Now, yesterday we talked about the arc length as the part and the circumference as the whole. Now we're talking about sector area. So your sector area is your part, and now the area of the circle is the whole. Now, the area of the circle is pi r squared. So the pi r squared is your whole. Now, this is an important relationship. This is your equation for this. I want you to write this down just like you wrote down yesterday's equation. I know it's very similar, and that's good. We want it to be very similar. But you're going to have to be able to identify when do you use the area formula and when do you use the arc length formula, okay? Usually it's going to be pretty obvious. It's going to say the words area of sector or it's going to say arc length. All right, so let's use this relationship now. And let's try and solve this problem, okay? So it is asking, so let's think about, I didn't do this yesterday, but I think I should have, okay? What do we know and what do we need to know? Okay, well, what do we know? We know I'm going to erase some of this stuff. We know we have a radius of 2 feet. R equals 2. Well, I know that I have a central angle of 15 degrees. So central angle is 15 degrees. And what do I need to know? I need to know the area of the sector. So x equals area of the sector. Now I'm going to plug those things in and rewrite my equation, okay? So let's do that in a different color. So let's go orange. Yeah, orange. All right. So x is my area of sector. So that's going to go there for sector area. So when I rewrite, I just have x. Pi can stay. R is 2. So that's going to go there. 2 squared. Central angle is 15. So that's going to go there. 15 over 360. Now we're going to do a little bit of simplifying. Okay, so I know that 2 squared is just 4. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to say 4 pi equals 15 over 360. I'm going to cross multiply. Again, I know you can do this without cross multiplying. I like to show the cross multiplying process because I think it makes a lot of sense for any type of problem that you have with two fractions like this. So I'm going to go top times bottom. 360x equals bottom times top. 15 times 4 pi. Now, I can simplify this side here. It's all multiplication, so I can just multiply things together. 15 times 4 happens to equal 60. 60 pi. Okay, now here's a big thing, okay? For this whole, for all of circles, for the whole PFA, leave your answers in terms of pi. Treat pi just like it's an x, okay? Don't go and put 3.14 into your calculator. Leave it in pi because you can see up here, all your answers are in terms of pi. So you don't want to get rid of that pi. Make sure you leave the pi in there, okay? All right, so now I need to get x by itself. 360 is multiplied by x, so to get rid of 360, I have to divide by 360. All right, so that cancels those out, and I've just got x on my left side. Now, we need to simplify this fraction, okay? So remember, to simplify a fraction, I need to divide the top and the bottom by the same number. I can divide the top by 60, and I can divide the bottom by 60. So 60 divided by 60 is just 1, which means that I just have pi left up on top. 360 divided by 60 is actually 6. Now you can do that in your calculator. So I mean, like here, I can even do that real quick just to show you guys. So I would just take in here and I would do 360 divided by 60 and see that I get 6. So I'm going to put 6 down in my denominator, and I leave it as pi over 6. Okay, so I'm going to go up here, and I can see that pi over 6 feet squared is my answer. The homework question is going to be similar. It's going to be an area of a sector question. If you feel good about arc length and area of a sector, please go ahead and try the PFA. You can try PFAs whenever you want. If it doesn't get accepted right away, just send me or Mr. Hayden an email. As always, you guys can request Zoom meetings, and I can try and help. Mr. Hayden can try and help, or you can send us email questions. That's all I got. Have a great Friday, and have a great weekend.